My name is Isabel Bennett. I'm a Barkindji woman from the banks of the Darling River. The river starts from the Paru, goes way down where the two rivers meet in Wentworth. It was called the Barker. Before the white man came, they changed it to the Darling, and it runs into the Murray River. This is my story.
I was born in Pooncarie on the 31st of August 1930. My mother was Aboriginal and my father was Aboriginal, but I grew up with my mother and stepfather. I had 5 brothers and 4 sisters. The white people built houses, just 2-room houses with cemented floors on the river. Old Menindee Mission, they called it. It was on the river 9 miles on the other side. That's where I lived. My childhood growing up in Menindee was a happy one. We played our games. We used to slide down the river and swim. We used to make mud pies and things while the old people were fishing. We used to stay away from them, but we had to be in their sight. I had friends, mainly the ones who were my own cousins, the girl cousins. We played and made up games. We used to dress those little pigs. I don't know if you can still buy them now, but we used to cut out little bits of material and make little dresses out of them, and pants and things like that. And then we'd play with them in the clay pans at the back of my step-aunt's place. I was a dressmaker even then. Out near there, on a little rise, we were wanting a feed of marthi. The white man, they called it snotty goggles, but the Barkindji people like me, we called them marthi. They're yellow and orange and really dark, but gee, they're really nice to eat. So, me being the eldest, I was about 2 years older than the others. Anyway, I got up this tree and they passed me a tomahawk. I was starting to cut the clumps down so they could pick them up and have a feed. Well, I slipped and fell and nearly knocked myself out. My head was going round and round. My face was all scratched, my arms and legs too. They didn't know what to do with me. And I was trying to tell them, throw some water on me. So anyway, one of my sisters did that, and some of the water got in my mouth. so it helped me. But I really thought that was going to be the end of me. They managed to get me home. I don't remember going to the nursing service. It was a treatment room where the manager's wife used to sit. I don't remember going there. I was 12. My mum and stepdad, they were away picking grapes, and I was left with my cousins. They took me to the courthouse. I don't know why. They said I had no father, but I cried, I do. But they said he didn't matter because he wasn't my real dad. And they said I had to go away. The mission manager and his wife wanted to take me, but I chose the nuns.
Widely I see to the sound of my song. In love I became so peaceful and free. You lift up my spirit and bless my soul. River of love, a gift from above. Voices of angels, so sweet and divine, gracefully sing from near and afar. Love is my wisdom that brings me joy. Life is my fortune that strengthens my soul. The knowledge inside me will carry me on. So in time, I'll know my way home. Voices of angels, so sweet and divine, gracefully sing from near and afar. You carry my witness, enlighten my road. Whenever in doubt, I'm never alone. Wisdom and wisdom are the words of my song. I trust in love, that's where I belong. River of 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 love, that's where I belong.
I chose the nuns because Mum wanted me and my other sister Edith to be put into a convent. to grow up to be ladies. We went to church and that. We were christened and had our first Holy Communion and got confirmed as a soldier of Christ and everything. I wanted to go. I think. I wanted to go because I used to like the nuns. So they took me to Carrington in South Australia. I was there for nearly a year. But gee, I really missed my people.
There's a place within the sun, held together by the people of the land. In the spirit, they live to keep as they wait for the clouds to weep.
I really missed my people, my place, and the river of my ancestors. I felt it. I used to sob for nearly a week. The nun, the one who was in charge, she said to me, Isabel, everyone is feeling it for you. Love, you know if you're not happy with the girls, I'll have to get in touch with the authorities. But you know, you might have to go down to Sydney and you won't be with your own kind. Well, that one woke me up. I said, no way, I don't want to go down there. I want to be with my own kind. So I really woke up. I got used to it then. I got used to the girls and the nuns and that. They taught me everything I know. The nuns took me to Melville Island. That's above Darwin. There's 2 islands together. They are the Tiwi Islands, Bathurst and Melville. I travelled there with the Melville Island girls. The nuns had those girls because their mothers couldn't look after them in the war. So the nuns looked after them. Those girls were my friends. I grew up with them. At school, they only taught us up to grade 7. And after school, we had to do sewing, mending, washing, taking care of little babies, feeding them, looking after them and all that. nuns taught me to cook and to sew. They taught me to be a dressmaker. And I taught the nuns to swim. They used to take us out camping so we could practice cultural things. But we used to get up to mischief too. We used to sit on this big log near the toilets. We didn't have the press buttons like we do now, just the holes and the seats. Anyway, we used to sit down there breaking bottles to shave our legs. Yeah, taking the hair off our legs with broken bottles because we didn't have any blades back then. And one of the girls, she used to go up the tree with a big tin and she would get all the nuts for us. And we'd all be out watching to see where the nuns were, you see, just to let her know if she'd better get down. And then we'd run away to the toilets if they came. She's gone now, that girl. God love her. Her name was Anna. She was so funny. She was. But she used to always get us into trouble. I enjoyed it up there. I really loved it on the island. I was treated like family. Because we were taken up there, they sort of adopted us. So they took really good care of us. But gee, I really missed my people. I really missed my place and the river of my ancestors. Then I got married. My husband was a lovely man named Frederick Joseph Bennett, and I loved him. You'll never find men like him in this world. I don't think, anyway. My husband used to make boats. He used to make his own boats. He was a jack of all trades. The only thing he couldn't do was fly a plane. I had 7 children with him. I spent 10 years on the island, and I spent 10 years, it might even be 11 years in Darwin. I done sewing in Darwin. I had my own sewing machine, the Singer. My husband bought that from Jolly's, and I still remember the bloke he bought it from at the shop. I used to make shorts and shirts and that for sports and things. I made bridesmaids' dresses, bar girl dresses. I made all sorts of things. I even made the things the priests wear. They were made in silk and cotton, the things they throw over. I made them with the nuns because I was the only one who could work with silk. I worked as a dressmaker and I made clothes for men, women and children. But the highlight was making a cloak to be worn by Pope John Paul II during his Australian visit. I had a good life with my family. It was hard, but we managed. Then there was a car accident. My lovely man passed away in 1965.
When life must seek a new journey begin, with God's most love, may you rest in peace. When the door must close, a new chapter begins. Your last words spoken, I am left here broken. In the hearts of the angels, may they bathe you in light and cradle you back home and guide you through the night. May you soar so high. With your love you can fly like a beautiful butterfly way up in the sky.
It was all empty. So I didn't want to stay around. I really missed my people. I really missed my place and the river of my ancestors. My longing grew for my country and my people. I miss the river. I have got to be where the water is. I have got to be. This is my part of my land, my ancestors. I had to give this to my children before it was too late. You know, my family are knitted in, so close, like a cap, knitted in. They're all I've got. They're my children. They're family, and they have to see my family. They had never met my mum or my grandmother. There was a feeling of excitement, but also a feeling of loss, because I had to leave my other people behind this time, those who had been with me for so long, those lovely kids who called me mummy, nanny or nan. My friends didn't want me to come back. They wanted me to stay, but I said no. My children have never seen my family, and my husband had never seen them. I said, I have to take my children home. So we flew back, me and my children. I had to do it for my children because they needed to know my story. They needed to be with the river of my ancestors, and they needed to be in my ancient country. So we all came home. I never questioned my mum about what happened or anything, because we weren't allowed to sort of ask things. But she did say to me, "Daughter, I am glad that you went away, because you grew up to be lovely and nice, you know, and looked after your family and everything like that." Yeah, I stuck by my children. I wasn't going to leave them for anyone. I just kept them. I wanted them near me. I mean, I brought them into the world and they're mine. So I just kept them and looked after them. And they're still all around me yet. I've got a homie starting right on the banks of the Darling River. The days that have no cost, and time is somewhat forever lost. Life is somehow forgotten, and I am longing for that loss. Beautiful space tied with fences, and a yard free without its defences. An ancient country that enhances my senses.
with children is that now they could be anything. They could be doctors, nurses, teachers, they could be pilots, they could even fly a plane.
The one that sing